If I'm doing this video, it's to explain you more in depth what I'm experiencing with this power struggle against one guru, one dogma, and obviously all people who are surrounded by his way of keeping you stuck in a bubble, in his bubble actually. Everyone who is expressing themselves, including me, are trying to inspire you to understand why you are tolerating and how you want to be treated out of what you're tolerating. If you're weak, obviously, you will not witnessing the subtlety, the relationship you have between your teacher and your student. But there are limits, and there needs to be limits. In my previous video, when I said that it's very rare skill combined to be impersonal, because I'm always talking about being impersonal as a space you hold to others out of what they don't know about themselves. So they can see. That's the beauty of being a therapist. That's the beauty of being a mirror. It's because you are seeing some things from others that they don't know. It's an unknown place and you hold space. But for that, you have to be really clear and transparent about how much you can hold space from the unknown regarding of your relationship with the world, regarding of your relationship with your power, your inner power. So obviously, I have 7 followers because you fear appearances. You fear what you don't know. If I'm reactive and if I'm abrasive and if I seems to you being aggressive, you're alongside to him. You are not seeing the big picture and you're not actually supporting abused woman. You have to understand that I am sharing his consciousness and I'm sharing their consciousness of Maria Magdalena and of Nicole Ortega. I'm sharing their way of reacting to their realities, the way of approaching life and reacting to life through their body, their senses, their own perception, their own consciousnesses. And the head of this bubble, so to speak, is Bentinho Massaro. They're all bounded to him. I've seen his last video when he's explaining that maybe you will not have the chance to be married or blah, blah, blah.
And so you're not available for perhaps the actual partner or the actual family that wants to come to you. And you could even get stuck in a marriage that's not actually what wanted to come through for you.
If you don't know the man, if you don't know how he's processing things, recently you just knew that he was depressed in his life. Did he say to you why he was depressed? Why such a man would be depressed? He has everything. There is some work to do to share what he feels before teaching you how to not care about what you feel so that you can move on in life. Your communication, which attracts a certain power in your life. You see what it costs to be transparent, what it costs to be influenced, what it costs to be public. And unfortunately, the way power is at play in a collective is inevitably more fake than truthful. I am abrasive because this man crossed my boundaries at the core of my integrity. This man disintegrated me, dissociated me without any compunction. That's where it starts to be dangerous. If it's because of this that you are becoming an influencer, that is really dangerous because it comes from your nature. It comes from a blind spot that you are carrying for a long time and it becomes your life. It becomes your way of seeing the world, speaking and everything. You know what I mean? It's like a reaction out of abuse. It's not because you choose to abuse each other.
The only thing you should be paying attention to and being anal about is how pure your love is. How pure is your commitment to the well-being of these beings without agreement.
Allow himself to see me dying without compunction. Someone who is pretending to be a super kind, super sensitive from your perception.
In other words, you can be completely committed to the well-being of another without any agreement about a relationship.
is actually someone who has no compunction to watch you dying. He has allowed himself to cut off what we feel. The response that we will carry after all this is finished will be difficult from what he's able to share so far. This is a very deep problem here we have. This is related to the way we teach, the way we see the world. If you want to be a good teacher, you have to be able to hold space for the unknown. And it's difficult when you have a big community or influence from a lot of years. You will sit on this and pretend that you were not wrong. But the reality is here to show you what's wrong. If there is not the results that you want, you can give away as many transmissions to bypassing the core of the problem. You will never get there, because I know what it costs to be exposed when you decide to embody each word you're saying, because you mean it, because you're ready to face anybody who's trying to contradict you, not because you are ready to hide whenever it's challenging for you. And this is the way they're acting, actually. And I'm absolutely not allowing this man to approach me whatsoever. I mean, I'm living 24 hours a day with him, and I wish I could approach him. But the way he destroyed me and my integrity has no space to his strategies. I want him to realize that he will have to free us. And the moment he will free us, it's because he knows how it costs after that. All this time, 4 years, without speaking up, without honoring his shadows. Must be fearful. He's watching me behind his screen. I shouldn't be there. I shouldn't talk about this. We already should be in court with Jade, with all these women. Together, united. We already should be in front of his house and his mansion, confronting himself. And then you want to tell me that you don't understand why society is crumbling down, why women are still posting their asses online and expecting the world to be smart, to understand what is underneath that. I mean, you have to see the world out of what you want to see in the world. But what I feel is that someone stole my life. Before, I would advise you to not care about what you feel when you feel it. Is first feel it and ask yourself why you feel it. And maybe you will not have to share how to not feel it. You will make sure that your speech is aligned with what you show. And so if you show something that misses some speech, you're not free. You're just repeating something out of a resistance. You resist what is, and you explain people how to overcoming resistance that you didn't deal with before.
Never saw anyone in my therapeutic practice ever get away with anything even once. Like, there's that old idea that God has a book and everything you do is written down. It's like, that's not just an idea. You get away with nothing. And of course it makes sense. It's like, reality is real. And you distort and bend it at your peril. And you may produce a rift temporarily, but that will snap closed on you.